Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's a pleasure to follow the Honourable Lady. And I welcome the opportunity to speak in this debate to celebrate our armed forces, past and present service to our nation on this, the 11th Armed Services Day. We as a country have a proud history of stepping up on the world stage, and it is our armed forces that ensure we play a major role. This year, as we celebrated 75 years since D-Day landings, I have been learning about the incredible contribution that my constituency, Chichester, made. There are wonderfully vivid accounts of tanks rolling over the South Downs and our still quaint villages disturbed by our American allies playing baseball on the village cricket grounds. All along the south coast there were practice landings before the assault was launched, and there are tales of Eisenhower, Montgomery and Churchill watching a final rehearsal of the landings from the Bracklesham Bay Hotel as their men ran drills. RAF Tangmere near Chichester played a huge part, taking operation control of 56 squadrons from 18 airfields and pilots from all around the world, from allied and occupied nations such as Canada, New Zealand and Poland. And our local history is full of incredible stories, although today there's little left of our wartime past, which is why I've been supporting the Save Tangmere Tower campaign that's working to restore the former RAF control tower and preserve a part of our military heritage, not only remembering the RAF pilots during the Battle of Britain, but also our brave SOE agents, often women, flying into occupied Europe. Our wartime history has been woven into the fabric of our society. Even our generation have lived with the memories all around us. My grandmother served in the WAF, and both my grandfathers were in the Royal and Merchant Navies. My husband is named after his uncle, who served and died with the Royal Artillery in Italy in 1944. We all grew up with a living history, and today there are very few left who served, who are here to tell us the stories of our past. We often take the fact that we live in peace for granted, and so it is more important than ever to preserve the monuments that remain so younger generations can understand how the sacrifice of others has enabled their freedom. Today, Chichester still plays an important role in the defence of the realm, as Thorney Island is within my constituency. Thorney is home to the 12th Regiment Royal Artillery, who provide close support air defence to the UK's manoeuvre forces, protecting critical assets from a range of airborne threats. I have met some of the men and women serving at the base a couple of times, and once actually totally by chance when we went to sell poppies at Westminster Tube Station, and they were already there rattling their buckets. Now, my background is in business, so I must admit I have a lot to learn about the armed services. But being in this place, I've already begun on this journey, and I'm looking forward to continuing, having signed myself up to the Armed Forces Parliamentary Scheme. With Portsmouth just down the road, and to follow in my grandfather's footsteps, I've enrolled in the Naval Course, and here I'll have the opportunity to get a real insight into what it means to be in the Navy by being in their shoes for a short while. This is becoming a theme in my office, as one of my staff, Eleanor, is already a reservist, and another, Tom, hopes to go off soon to Sandhurst to begin his officer training. Our armed forces are really the pride of our nation. They place themselves in harm's way so that we may enjoy the liberties and freedoms that we all cherish and value. And on this day, we are all here to just say thank you. In return, we must fully fund our defence capability and veteran services, and that's why I welcome the Chancellor's further commitment of £1 billion extra funding earlier this year, and I hope we can continue to keep the memory of past service alive through sharing the stories of our ancestors and preserving the remaining relics that are still here. The British Armed Forces are the envy of the world, and in such uncertain times as we live, we and our allies rely on their professionalism and skill, both now and in the future. Thank you.